Old Fashioned Football on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress. Use promo code SGPN on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app and use promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog has just added Pick'em Scorchers, where you can win 100 times. That's right, turn $5 into $500 in one game. Plus, every Sunday, they're giving away $100,000. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And finally, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Acho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Old-fashioned football.
You make this deal right now, you pancake-eating mother.
All right, deal.
Old-fashioned football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you're listening to, this is J-Mark. You can find me on X at JMarkFootball. You can find us on X at Old Fashioned FB. And before I keep going, I got to bring in my co-host on the pod and in life. We're firing right through this. You can find her on the X at the Mur Mark. That's right. Call her Miranda if you want to be formal. Call her Mur if you want to be informal, I guess. Mur, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Justin.
Are you all right over there?
No.
Repping the Bears. I'm repping somebody I trust a little bit more with the Foundry, who we talked about on Monday. But before we keep going, we want to just take a moment. We just got this notification.
Yes.
Very sad news for Bears fans and football fans in general. Dick Butkus has passed away at the age of 80 years old. He was a legend. That's tough. Right before the game, we find out, and yeah, definitely very tough. So, anything to add on that? Do you think this motivates the team?
I don't know.
Or do you
felt
think
like it was bad luck.
You felt bad luck?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's going to motivate the team, but it's awful.
Yeah.
On a game day.
Yeah, no doubt, especially right before the game.
Mm-hmm.
We already got some questions rolling in. If you're not on the YouTube, make sure you come and join us if you can. YouTube.com/old-fashioned-football. Otherwise, you get this a day late, $1 short. We're giving the news out left and right live. We got Nick asks, "Did I get you sick?" You are feeling a little under the weather.
Me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. What? Do I sound bad?
You're a little pluggy.
Well, I can't help it. It's just the time. I have like half of my leadership team at work has COVID.
Right.
They're sick.
Yeah.
Getting us all on a call sounds awful. I'm doing better than I was this morning. I woke up this morning thinking, shit, I'm not going to have a good day. But really hot shower, some tea, a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
It helped me. Turned it around.
And I'm feeling much better than I was yesterday or all week, really. I took yesterday off, slept most of the day, feel much better now.
You sound better. You still sound like shit, but
I still got some plugginess going on, but I feel a lot better, which reminds me, I kind of messed up on Monday. I told you this right before we went live. I remember when we went live and I said there were comments there in the chat. I don't know what happened to them. Yada, yada. Well, that's because I saw the comments on our waiver wire show, but I went live from our start sit show, not our waiver wire show. So that's my bad. I messed up. And
we'll get it together someday, people. We'll get it together.
I'm blaming the sick brain. It was the sick brain.
What do you blame all the other time? Well, not that you've never gone live from the wrong show before, but you've done a lot of stuff.
Hey, we're learning here. We're learning. Let's go ahead and answer some questions real quick.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, Seahawks, Bucks, Chargers, and Browns all on a bye. So you're going to have to find a replacement if you have those. So let's bring those questions in. You're going to recognize this person. Jamie Hawkinson says Tutu Atwell or Cortland Sutton. I say
need to
2-2.
I was gonna say 2-2. I'm just gonna spoiler alert. Sutton is on my sit list for some reason, but I guess it depends on who else you have. And I need to look at
I'm going 2-2.
You're going 2-2?
Yeah, Rams against the Eagles. I think 2-2 is going to have more points in that game. They're going to have to pass to keep up anyways. So, yeah, I'm going 2-2 Atwell. Oh, no, not butt kiss. Yeah, I know. We were sad to see that too. Neek says, hey, just traded ETN for Brees. Went for the kill as soon as I saw he was taken off a snap count. Unleash the Brees. Spoiler alert on our start list.
How dare you? I was gonna give he's on my start list.
I know. I saw it though. I peeked at your notes.
Cheater.
And Chaka says, would you trade Javonte for Sutton and Terry? So Javonte Williams, who has been disappointing in Denver, for Cortland Sutton and Terry McLaurin in a PPR. As long as you have the running back depth to do it, I would. I like getting both.
I like that.
Yep, I like getting both. And one more before we kind of get into our whiskey here. Adam Thielen or Scary Terry, PPR. I think you can't go wrong with either, but Terry McLaurin against the Bears defense, let's be honest. He's going to eat.
I might be repping the Bears today, but do I have faith in us?
A lot of rumors. If we don't win this game, Eberflus is gone.
Yeah, but it's our offensive coordinator who's calling
the
plays.
The offensive plays, yeah.
And that's where I get so angry.
Looked good for a while against that shitty Broncos defense, but 4th and 1, you do a shotgun handoff. Are you kidding me? Don't get me started on that. You guys are getting me riled up already.
We are at week 5. We are no longer.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit subscribe. That helps us a lot. Thumbs up the video if you can. If you're on your phone, tap your little heart button or whatever it is. All that stuff helps me. Oh, sorry. It was Javonte Williams and Cortland Sutton for Terry McLaurin. So you're fading Broncos players to get Scary Terry. I think if you have the running back depth, I still like it.
I think I do too. Like
Javonte Williams has not looked good, and Jaleel McLaughlin looked awesome in his place last week. And I think that's going to be something that starts going forward. I think Jaleel's going to get more of those carries. He certainly earned them, in my opinion. So I think if you got the running back depth, you're good to do that. It depends who your other running backs are. Of course, you don't want to leave yourself too thin. But yeah. Miranda, what did we have for our whiskey on Monday?
We had the Foundries Bottled and Bond collab with Boulevard.
Yeah, and I think we accidentally referred to it as a bourbon. I can't remember. I remember we kept saying Bottled and Bond, but it's an American malt whiskey.
We did say bourbon.
Yeah, it's an American malt whiskey.
Bottled and Bond bourbons.
Rye. We have one rye.
Which one?
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse rye, Bottled and Bond.
Had that on that. We didn't do the Bottled and Bond on the show, did we?
Yeah, we haven't done the store pick on the show.
Okay. I can't keep it straight.
Yeah, if you haven't joined us before and you're just finding us, welcome. We do fantasy football and talk whiskey. And yeah, we had the American malt whiskey Bottled and Bond, which we have not had that style of Bottled and Bond. Starts with the Boulevard unfiltered wheat mash bill, because to make whiskey, you make beer. And still feeling a little under the weather, so I got myself a nice hot toddy with it in there.
I apologize. This is awful for the show. I couldn't do whiskey today. I am just drinking elderberry tea.
Oh my gosh, you're fired. No, just kidding. Should we talk a little injuries?
Let's do a longer injury report this week than last.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has a abdomen injury. So he missed the first 2 practices this week.
Yeah. So questionable. Don't know if he's going to play. Miles Sanders still nursing that groin injury. He's not looked good. We'll get into Miles Sanders a little bit later. Spoiler alert, but he's not looked good. And until he's 100% healthy, I don't think we can trust him.
No, it's sketchy.
Yeah.
Treylon Burks did not practice.
I think it's a knee injury.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure what his injury is.
I think it's knee.
Look that up.
Yeah.
But I know he's on the list.
He just made the list.
Is on the list to watch.
Yeah. Saquon Barkley, limited participant. He might come back, and damn, do the Giants need him, because they have looked bad. And I think Saquon could help lift that offense at least a little bit.
Yes, and Ramondre Stevenson, he is limited with a thigh injury.
hurting those thighs. Another running back, Justice Hill, limited. He's got foot and hamstring injuries. I assume they're separate since my hamstring is not connected to my foot, but he might be built different. I don't know.
From the hammy right to the foot.
Yeah.
All right. Pat Fryermuth. He's very doubtful with another hammy.
Another hammy.
Hamstring injury.
Yeah, I saw Tom when they asked him if he was doubtful, and he said he's very doubtful. So why don't you just call him out?
Mhm.
Cooper Kupp sighting. Cooper Kupp, limited participant. We do.
need him back so badly
I
in our
know we
listener
do.
league.
I don't know if you caught on, but we were a little aggressive on the waivers.
Well,
Did
yeah,
you see?
I
know you
okay,
approved,
well,
but
no, and I saw a comment, and I didn't call them out, but like, oh, Justin making all these changes. Hello, people.
We do
This
get-
is the team, and every Tuesday night, you will do some waivers. I almost undid a waiver, but I looked through and I put in my own waivers too on our team.
what'd you almost undo?
I'm not telling you.
You won't tell me. Okay.
No.
Fair enough. No, I just
So,
didn't know if you'd
it
look to
is
see
a-
what
it-
we
this
got.
is a team effort over here, even though our drafting didn't seem much like a team.
No, we butted heads a lot. But come on, Brad. She's approving all moves. You should know that.
But yes, it was Brad.
It was
Brad. Come on. Anyway, just need to clear the air there.
right.
That those waiver wires don't go through without my okay.
That's right. Got a couple more questions. We'll get to those in just a second. T. Higgins
Mm-hmm.
has that broken rib. He had said he was going to play, but he still hasn't practiced. So
And you know who has practiced?
who?
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. And he said he's committed to playing for the Colts the rest of the year.
Oh,
So
nice.
my how things have changed. Hopefully you did not trade him away for a running back that's averaging 2.4 yards per carry and 0 touchdowns. Excuse me. No, he was in a lot of trades, and now he's back, and I think he's gonna. I mean, we saw Zach Moss have success in the Colts offense, so I think Jonathan Taylor's definitely going to have success. He's a better running back than Zach Moss, in my opinion. And then just thinking of Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson, defenses having to count for both of them running, it's going to be good.
How do you think the team is going to feel with them coming back? Like, wouldn't you think that would rub you the wrong way?
You would
like when
think so.
They needed him.
Right.
And he was just, I guess the team, they did put him on the PUP list.
I was going to say, he did. He was nursing an ankle injury, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But, yeah.
We got to have that letter, Kenny. We have to have
Squirrely
Dan. We need a pop up every time we say allegedly.
That would be fun. That would be fun. We should get that. Yeah, before we keep going, let's talk a little bit about Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite event shouldn't be stressful, and Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets, start getting hyped for all the fun you're going to have. Miranda, we're going to Georgia at Vanderbilt game next week. I saw Game Time still has tickets there, so if you want to go to the game too, you can still get tickets. One of my favorite things about Game Time, you get images of your seat views, so you don't have to worry about if you have a bad seat, if it's blocked by a view. Maybe it's too high for you. You don't want to climb all those stairs. Well, you can see exactly where it is with the Game Time app. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. You get exclusive flash deals too. Get images of your seat, buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone, so you never have to dig through your junk. Nobody likes digging through their junk. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code SGPN for $20 off. That's $20 off the first game you want to go to. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot picks and which have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, we're back. I flew through those.
I am tired from that. I didn't even have to do it.
I guess we only have one question here.
Okay.
Logan Thomas of the Commanders, who plays us tonight, or Evan Engram. Ingram's matchup
Ooh.
scares me this week. They do play the Bills.
But it's Evan Ingram.
It is Evan Ingram. The Bears are
However,
not good at defense.
I know. I was just
At
going
all.
to say the Commanders are going up against one of the, or are we the worst? Aren't we the worst? Are we the worst
Pretty
defense
much
in the
the
league?
worst defense. I mean, we're at least
We're going to
in the
give points up to him.
conversation.
I think Evan Ingram is reliable, but I think that you can get some points out of.
The hardest part
Out
for
of
me
us.
is usually those London games. You can say, well, the team traveled to London. They're going to maybe be off a little bit or start slow. Jacksonville stayed out there. This is the first time we've ever had a football team stay out there because they have back-to-back London games because London loves the London Jags.
So I don't think that that's going to impact them.
No. So will the Bills defense be a little asleep at the wheel going against the Jacksonville since they're just traveling out there?
That could jet lag.
Yeah.
Those players are going to be jet lagged.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong either way. Are you leaning one way? You're leaning Evan Ingram because
I like Evan Ingram.
Even though you're thinking about trading him away.
Have you seen my wide receivers in that league? We don't even need
That's
to
fair.
just keep my trades out of the show. Nobody needs to know my trade business.
Keep my trades out your damn mouth. I'm about to get Will Smith over here.
I have Travis Kelce in that league.
That's fair. That's fair. Final answer. Evan Ingram? I think
it's
agree.
a tie. I think it's a tie.
Do you? Tie. I think I'm going to go Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram is reliable. I think you can't go wrong with him. But I think there is a chance for maybe a higher ceiling than normal.
Yeah.
Because of the Bears.
Because of the Bears. George Playo 1 says start Tua or Fields. Part of me just sees Fields getting killed by that Washington defense tonight.
Tua.
Mm-hmm. Against the Giants. Giants have not been good. Now, I don't think they're going to put 70 points up on them like they did against the Broncos, but I do think Tua is going to do well. Speaking of Tua, why don't we jump right into our starts? What do you think?
Yeah, I'll let you kick it off since you.
Yeah, I am going to kick it off because,
talk about Tua.
Yeah, Alex, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Let's start with the starts. My first start is none other than Tua Tagovailoa, projected 19.94 points. It's no secret that the Giants have not been good at all on either side of the ball, really. And, you look at Tua's weapons, Hill, Waddle, Achane, playmakers all over. I don't think the Giants can stop them.
No, that offense is just fire.
Yeah. Now, Tua did not have a great game against Buffalo last week, but it is Buffalo. But I think this is a really good bounce back spot. Now, if you look at his scoring, though, 28 points, 13 points, 28 points, 14 points. That means it's 28, right?
If you follow the pattern.
The pattern says he's going to get 28 points this week. So in answer to your question, I would start Tua. I love Fields.
I see him getting more than the 19.94 that he's projected.
Agreed. And I love Fields. And I think Fields is going to be able to run the ball some. But I also worry that defensive front is good. And I worry they're going to pressure him into mistakes. It's
I'd love to be wrong on that.
Yeah, for sure. We Moneyline Mac and I talked about this on the NFL Gambling Podcast. Who do you do the Bears show up and win? And I don't think it's up to their coaching. I think it's up to whether those players are in this or not. Are they committed to this organization or are they just giving up and folding? And so that's going to be really interesting to see. But yeah, Tua Tagovailoa is my start. Ryan, we'll get to your question a little bit here. Who's your start at quarterback?
CJ Stroud.
Oh, CJ Stroud looks good.
He is only projected 16.57, and I just see him surpassing that. He has been one of the hottest quarterback rookies in the league and joined Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers as the only players to throw for 1,200 yards and no interceptions in the first 4 games of the season.
That's some good company to be in.
Mm-hmm. It looks pretty good for CJ.
Yeah.
We've been saying, I feel like I've been saying a lot to pick him up since prior to the season start. We were big on CJ Stroud in the preseason. Yeah. Everybody who was listening to us knows that. We were not high on Bryce Young. It was CJ Stroud for us. So anyway, he's finally getting rostered in more leagues, up to 78% in Sleeper.
Still not close over 90. You would think north of
Mhm.
90.
He is a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's exceeded 16 points in every game except for week 1 against the Ravens. So this 16.57 that he's projected, he's gonna go higher than that.
Yeah. I agree.
I think he's you start him.
Yeah. I think going forward, he's almost to just throw him in. Don't worry about it because he's played some tough defenses and he's looked good. Looked really good. So, yeah. Should we move on to running backs?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Normally we do start, sit, then questions, but I see a couple questions here. We'll do them between our start, sit.
Okay, sounds good.
Work
We'll
for
get
you?
through our starts. And
Yeah,
then,
go through
okay.
our starts, then we'll answer your questions.
I'm gonna get us started with running backs.
All right.
I already said this.
Yeah.
Gave the spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Brees Hall is projected 9.37 points this week. And I feel like there's no secret that the Broncos defense is really, really bad. Almost as bad as the
Really?
Bears.
Yeah. They might be as bad. They might be.
I don't know. We gave up 21 consecutive points to them and lost our lead.
That's true.
So I don't know. But Brees Hall, he looked explosive last week against the Chiefs, even with limited touches. He had 6 carries for 56 yards. That's 9 yards a carry, and he caught 3 passes for 13 yards. So I don't understand why they're not giving him the ball more often to help Zach Wilson out, but I think that change maybe starts this week against the Broncos defense, who just gave up over 150 rushing yards to the Bears last week.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. And like we said earlier, let Brees eat. He's a monster when he gets going. So definitely let him go. I'm going to go on the other side of the ball there. You talked about the Broncos, Jaleel McLaughlin. Now, a lot of this is if Javonte Williams doesn't play, but still, even if Javonte Williams set to play, he's projected 4.34 points. He looked so good last week against us after Williams got hurt. 72 yards on 7 carries. That's over 10 yards a carry. Now, I know it's against the Bears. I get it, but still added 3 receptions, 32 yards, and a touchdown. This is a guy who holds the record for the most rushing yards in the NCAA.
Here's a guy.
Yeah, here's a guy. Chris Collinsworth him, didn't I?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, I think he at least gets in the end zone this week, which obviously would exceed his 4.34 points. I think they continue to get him involved, and I don't know, Javonte Williams, that was a bad knee bruise, I believe it was, the bone bruise, the kneecap. So it's really going to, if he plays, it's going to be a matter of how many hits he can take. And why throw your young guy out there who's recovering from an injury anyways this year? Why throw him out there and get him hurt? I say let Jaleel keep eating. Let him keep eating. I apologize for looking down. I forgot to share us on the tweeter. I'm trying to get us tweetered. Yeah.
It's
X. Do you
He
X
failed.
now? You don't tweet? Is that
No, you tweet. You still tweet.
You still
Don't
tweet.
see,
Well,
you can't say I'm gonna
X's don't tweet. Birds tweeted. It was the bird that tweeted.
Well, I know this. It's like X's don't tweet. What are you saying? Okay, I get it. I get it. Birds tweet. I get it.
Who's your wide receiver?
Who's my wide receiver? It's who are my wide receivers, Justin?
Oh, multiple.
Because I'm gonna say tonight against the Bears, the Commanders receivers.
That's fair.
Honestly, I think it's a safe bet. The Bears are terrible on defense, as we've been saying, and everybody knows, and it's so painful for us. But Terry McLaurin, he's projected 9.86. I see him getting more than that. Curtis Samuel projected 6.68. Jahan Dotson projected 8.47. I see these guys as getting more. I feel like they're going to have a good game.
Yeah.
We know our defense is shit. So,
True.
my favorite play of those 3 is, of course, going to be Scary Terry.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can blame anybody if you start any of those 3.
I
So,
yeah. Yeah. Start against the Bears. It's a new rule. Start your players against Bears. Start your players
I really
against
do
Broncos.
think so, until I don't know if we are going to get it together. I was so just hopeful this year, and it's not happening.
Yeah. If you're joining us, we'll answer your questions in just a second. Getting through our starts, I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson because I just said it. Start your players against the Bears. Start your players against the Broncos. This is a fade of the Broncos defense. Now it's scary doing another Jets player because we already said Brees Hall, but Garrett Wilson's a stud, and the Broncos defense is not. I mean, they allowed Fields to have a career game in yards and touchdown passes. In fact, Fields led the league in passing last weekend. I bet nobody had that on their bingo cards. Now, I'm not saying Zach Wilson's going to do as well as Justin Fields did because it's Zach Wilson, but I thought he looked decent against the Chiefs. He started to put a little bit of it together, a little bit of this new offense. He was putting the pieces together. I think he continues to do that. And the guy he looks for is Garrett Wilson, because that's the guy that's going to get him out of jams. He's going to be the guy that comes down with the ball with those 50-50 balls. And it's against the Broncos. Fade the Broncos, start Garrett Wilson. 10.82 points is not enough. He's going to get more than that. Talk about our tight ends.
Ready?
Yeah.
Mine again, Sam Laporta.
You got a crush on Sam Laporta.
No, I'm just happy about him.
I'm gonna have to have a conversation with this man.
All right, go for it. He's projected 7.8. He's a player for me. Like, I feel like he's just becoming a reliable start. Like, we might need to just stop mentioning him because I feel like he's just going to be you should probably just start him.
Yeah.
But he's become a key part of this Lions offense. The Lions are banged up with Amon-Ra being questionable. Though I think he's going to play. But Laporta is on the field a lot because he blocks as well. I just see
Iowa tight ends.
I see him as getting more than that 7.8.
Yeah. No, I like it. Mine's Dallas Goedert. I know he's not been successful this year. 6.98 points is all he's projected, but the Rams are allowing the 11th most yards to tight ends and allowing a really good quarterback rating to tight ends. And this week, Sirianni, Eagles coach, said that they need to get Dallas Goedert the ball. Now, normally when we see a coach say that, comes out and he's involved a lot more often. Yeah, we saw it with Tank Dell. We said on our starts, hey, the coach just said we need to get Tank Dell more involved. Next week, he had a huge game. So look for that. I think the Rams-Eagles is going to be a little bit back and forth, more than people are probably thinking. I know a lot of people are already crediting the Eagles with the win. The Rams have been decent on offense, so I think Goddard's going to continue to be on the field, and I think he's going to really get out there and get some catches out there. Sorry, the dog just freaked out. Something must have fallen on her. But anyways, before we answer your questions, because we're going to answer some of those questions that came in, we got to do this real quick. Let's talk about a little pick'ems. Where can people go play pick'em?
You can go play pick'em over on Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long, and they have just introduced Scorchers. So go 5 for 5 in Pick'em Scorchers and enjoy a spicy 100 times payout. Were you going to say something there?
Ooh, it's spicy.
And $100,000 Sundays continues on Underdog Fantasy. This Sunday, 10 lucky players will win $10,000 each.
All right, let's go ahead and give out a spicy pick. I looked at tonight's game. I'm going to go. So if you're listening on the pod, got to get over onto youtube.com/old-fashioned-football because we're giving out game picks for Thursday's games. But I'm going to go Brian Robinson Jr. higher than 11.85 points. I thought about going with his yards, but I'm not as comfortable with that as I am him getting a touchdown. Cole Kmet higher than 3 receptions. He was really a go-to for Justin Fields last week. DJ Moore higher than 6.5 targets. Fields loves targeting him. Fields higher than 17 completions. I think they're going to have to pass the ball. And one of my favorites, Terry McLaurin, higher than 18.5 yards after the catch, because it seems like every time somebody plays the Bears, there's a guy that's wide open and then he runs for about 10 to 20 more yards. It's extremely frustrating as Bears. So take those, watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com.
When you sign up with promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. Again, that's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN, and we need to update this because the 100% deposit match up to $500 ended on October 4th, which was yesterday.
All right, we're back. We're going to have to get the Josh on that. I couldn't think of his name. Get Josh on that.
I looked over and I saw what you had on the screen. I was like, that's wrong.
All right, we're going to go. We jumped from stardom back up to Q&A because there's a lot of questions in here and we love questions and we want to get you answers. So
let's get to it, Justin.
Let's start
what
with
do we got?
Ryan, flex position, PPR, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, or Brian Robinson. I'm going to go with one of the second two. Scary Terry or Brian Robinson. You like Robinson to run all over the Bears?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I think you're good starting either of those, but I think Brian Robinson's a solid play. He's been really good this year. Final answer? All right.
Lock it in.
She's hitting stuff over here. Brandon says Dubs or Khalil Herbert full PPR. Now, I did notice that you picked up some shares of Dubs
in like 5 leagues.
In a lot of leagues. So
I did. I looked and I was like, ooh, got him. Ooh, got him. Got him. Yeah, no, he's a start for me until it proves otherwise.
Yeah, double-digit targets 2 weeks in a row. I think that continues. My only concern with Khalil Herbert is if the Bears do get down in this game, you're going to see more Roschon Johnson.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I thought you were going to argue that we're going to see him. And I was going to say,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's Roschon Johnson. And yeah, so I would go
Dubs. Get some
What
Dubs.
is it? I say Dubs. Dobbs.
I think it's Dubs. I don't know.
Dobbs.
I try to turn the volume down when the Packers are on because it's always compliments. The Bears never get those. So as a Bears fan, it's frustrating. You're a BXM. No, you are. Oh, no, sorry. Traded Stroud and Kittle for a chain. Thoughts? If you're good at tight end and quarterback, I love it because Devin Achane's a stud.
He is.
If it left you a little weak, I don't know if I love it, but
I like CJ Stroud as a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
So it depends on
who your other quarterback
is. But I like getting Devin Achane. Sorry, Nick Fortune, who dropped him, and I snagged him.
Yeah. And Kittle has been pretty inconsistent so far this year. I thought he'd look good with Brock Purdy coming back as the quarterback, but not so much. Nick Watts, should I trade Travis Kelce for Cooper Kupp and Sam Laporta? Now, I was going to immediately say no, but if you're getting Kupp and Laporta, that's some good return on value.
I can't let go. Oh,
you can't trade Travis Kelce, right?
I don't know.
But it is Sam Laporta.
He is. It's number one. He's a top tight end. And
yeah,
by the end of the season, there's going to be such a gap between number one, tight end 1 and tight end 2.
Yeah.
You just know what's going to happen.
Right.
But Sam Laporta is also, like I just got done saying,
a stud.
He's a stud, and I feel like we're going to have to stop saying he's a starter because he should be an obvious start, and we don't really mention those, and he's becoming that a year early from my prediction, but I love it.
And Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
I mean, when he comes back, he's going to be good. In my opinion, he's going
I am just awaiting for him. He's sitting on our bench in our listener league, and he's sitting in my bench in another league, and I'm just
right now. Travis Kelce, tight end number 6. Sam Laporta, tight end number 2.
But Travis Kelce,
I know
they got off to a rocky start the first couple games. It's gonna average out.
This really depends on if he keeps dating Taylor Swift. If he keeps dating Taylor Swift, trade him away. He's distracted, worried too much about her up with his mom in the press box and up with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Is it that, or is it just putting a lot of pressure on the Chiefs in general to get Kelce the ball?
He did say on a pod this week that he thinks the NFL is overplaying the celebrities at games.
Yes.
How do you think T Swift feels about saying that she's being overplayed?
It's ridiculous because we hear more about Taylor Swift than we hear about what's going on the field.
That's true. I'm comfortable with that trade. There's not much I would give up Travis Kelce for, but if you're getting Cooper Kupp and Laporta, I'd try to maybe get a little bit.
Is it a redraft? Because if it's not a redraft, I guess it doesn't matter either way, but if it is
Nick Watts, let us know if it's a redraft or a keeper.
If it's a keeper, I think you should definitely do it.
Definitely do it. All right. Tyler Kelly has Waddle, Pittman, Devontae Smith, DJ Moore. Which 3 do I start? Thinking.
You start Waddle.
Agreed. Start Devontae Smith. You going Pittman. Colts play the Titans. We play the Commanders. I don't think he has as good DJ Moore has as good a game as he did last week.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, so I go Pittman.
Yeah, that's a little difficult there.
Go Pittman. Then your Thursday night's not ruined by a bad game, and you're still in it. Well, what are you knocking over there?
My phone.
No. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Zane. Zane says I traded Devontae Adams for Amon-Ra and Aaron Jones. I think that's pretty even because I think Aaron Jones, once he's fully healthy, is going to come back and be good. I know he had a disappointing game last week, but yeah, no question there. So I don't know if you Good.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Git says pick 3 between a chain, Gibbs, Sanders, and Tutu. A chain,
2-2 and
Tutu.
Gibbs.
Yeah,
Gibbs.
agreed. You'll find out why I'm out on Miles Sanders in a little bit. Aaron Bean, should I trade Laporta for David Montgomery and Travis Kelce? Here's another Travis Kelce, Sam Laporta switch.
Wait a second. You're trading
Oh,
away?
just trading away, sorry, Laporta and David Montgomery for Travis Kelce. I wouldn't. David Montgomery's been
He
so
is-
far.
He is I think
Excuse me.
and with how good Laporta's been doing, I don't know, but it's Travis Kelce. I have to get out of the Travis Kelce
If you haven't joined us before,
Yeah.
Miranda loves Travis Kelce. She loves Premier Tight
I
Ends.
loved him
and-
before Taylor Swift did. Can I just say that?
That's fair. That's fair. So you think they've moved their relationship to love now? I see. Nino says flex Dubs or give. Oh, sorry, Aaron. I think for me, I don't give up Laporta and David Montgomery. You would because you like acquiring Travis Kelce.
Well, and then you're also going,
A lot of this.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's difficult because I do think Montgomery and Laporta are some top players there.
Yeah.
We were just talking the other night. This just reminds me because we're looking at 2 Lions players that when we did our recap of last season, the
Mhm.
NFC North had the most top 10, had multiple top 10 players in every position.
Right.
There were multiple top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fields and Goff.
And Goff. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight end in the
Yeah.
NFC North.
Yep.
Which is crazy. Just one division.
So keep your NFC North players, in other words. Nino says flex Dubs or Gibbs. I'm going Dubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Fritz, Dotson or Samuel or Moss? I know, hard question, but the people need to know.
I think Dotson's going to have a good game.
Samuel might as well. Either one of those. Moss, I think Jonathan Taylor's actually going to play, and that's going to devalue Zach Moss.
Are we sure he's going to play this week?
They have activated him. He's playing in practice. He said he's healthy. I don't see
Did
why he
he
wouldn't.
ever have what was it?
An ankle injury.
An ankle injury.
Says he did. He says he's healthy and feels good. I would go if it's between Dotson or Samuel. I like Dotson myself. Bears do not do well against those speedy guys. Last question until we go to our sits. Nino says I traded Monty for Gibbs and Brees for the long run. Was that a bad future bet? I don't think so, because I think Brees Hall is going to be very good.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him start to get unleashed last week. I think he's going to continue to kind of get more and more carries. I do like Monty over Gibbs.
Which I'm starting to, but I need to give it another game or two before I can fully.
Before you're on board with me. You don't want to admit I was right.
I just had a lot of hope for Gibbs. I still think it could be there.
You might have put this together, but if you've never joined us, husband, wife, she does not want to admit I was right. That happens in marriages. So I said since before the fantasy football even started this year that Gibbs was not going to be this darling everybody thought he was, because David Montgomery
I was all in on Gibbs, but I wasn't in for in the auction leagues. I wasn't in for the money that people were paying for some of those rookies.
The rookie fever was real this year.
It was so
bad,
intense.
But no, I think in the long run, because you got Brees in that, I think you're going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're talking keeper, it's definitely a good trade. If this is any type of keeper league, definitely a good trade, because Gibbs is going to have more long-term value than Montgomery, even if Montgomery's outscoring him now.
Do we have one more question, or are we going to sits?
We're going on to sits. Nino, just don't blame you. Monte's a workhorse in the red zone. Very true. He's just fitting that Jamal Williams role of last year, and Gibbs is fitting more of the Swift. And Williams finished as a top 10 running back, whereas Swift was, I believe, 19th.
And
maybe
I wanted
20th.
And this is where I was trying to fit Gibbs in, where he just didn't fit. I wanted him in that Jamal Williams role, and he's not. He's not fitting that role.
I told you he wouldn't. Now, you didn't believe me that Monty was more of that role. Because
I know. We're done.
She knows. Let's go through our sits. Who you sitting at quarterback?
Who are you sitting at quarterback?
I'm sitting Kenny Pickett. I don't trust these Steelers offense. this makes me at least feel good about our offense, the Bears offense being so bad. The Steelers have not had a 400-yard game in, I don't even remember how long it was. It was a crazy long time. Ever since Matt Canada's been their offensive coordinator, at least the Bears have had an over 100-yard game, but the Steelers have not. I don't trust their offense. And Pickett says he's going to play after what looked like a bad knee injury, knocked him out of the game. Originally, they said he was going to miss several weeks. Now he's on track to play. I just don't trust it. I think even if he does play, he's not healthy. 13 points. He's only had one game over 13 points, and that was against the Raiders. I don't think he plays a full game anyways, but I'm sitting him until the Steelers can kind of look like a competent offense. I was so excited about this offense. Pickett, Pickens, Harris. I was on all of them this year, and it's just been a shit show. I've been very disappointed. So yeah, sit Pickett.
Okay.
He's on my shit list, my sit shit list.
Okay. I am sitting Dak.
Dakota, Rain, Prescott. Sorry, go on.
No, that's fine. He's projected 15.77. The 49ers have been tough on opposing quarterbacks, and Dak has only gone over 15.77 in one game. So he tends to be turnover prone against these good defenses, and I'm just not sold on him being the one that puts up a good game against the 49ers. So
No.
I think, if possible, you should be sitting him.
I wanted to get a look at he only has one interception. He was projected to have over 10, and he had that big thing preseason where he said, I'm not throwing 10 interceptions and all that, even though he threw over 10 last year.
Yet.
Yeah. No, last year he didn't play the first 5 games, I think it was, and he still almost led the league in interceptions. So there is that. Should we talk about running backs?
Yes. I'm going to give you Tyler Algier. Didn't you tell me I'm saying it wrong?
I don't remember.
I hate saying things wrong.
Now, I don't. Algier.
I don't
Algier,
know.
all right.
Whatever. He's projected 8.7.
I knew how to say it until you said it and asked me if that was right. And then I was like, oh, shit, I don't know anymore.
Okay. Well, anyway, projected 8.7. He opened up the year great, sharing the workload with Bijan.
Yeah.
And putting up 22.9 fantasy points. But since then, it's been 10.4 points total in 3 games, less than 2 points more than he's projected in this game against the Texans. So I just don't see him getting above 8.7. And the Texans defense has played pretty well recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he should be sat until they get a balance back.
Agreed. The hottest take for hot takes at Fantasy Football Expo was that Jahmyr Gibbs would be the better rookie running back than Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson currently sitting at the 6th ranked running back. Gibbs sitting at 28th. So if so many people are saying it, I feel like we in the future just auto fade it, right? I mean,
I don't know, but
too many people are on board.
I think it was because I feel like in drafts, I guess we didn't have all of our drafts done, but I felt like online there was so much hype about Bijan, and I just wasn't there. And I thought Gibbs was going to be the guy.
Yeah. I honestly was down on both of them.
But it's proved us wrong about Bijan. Like he's still doing good.
For sure. My sit, Miles Sanders, projected 10.43. He's currently averaging a career low 2.9 yards per carry. Ouch. Last week, he only played 43% of the snaps. If he continues to be inefficient like this, Chuba Hubbard's going to continue to get more playing time. And I also don't think he's 100% healthy with that groin injury. I don't know why they're worried about rushing him back. It doesn't make sense to me, but they play against Detroit, which I think could be a slower paced run first type of game. I'm still not trusting Miles Sanders, though, until he can show a little bit more. I was excited for him on this Panthers team because I thought for sure he was going to be the lead back. It hasn't paid off. He hasn't been that great.
No.
But I do want the Panthers to keep losing because we have their first rounder next year. And currently the Bears are sitting on the number 1 and number 2 pick for the 2024 NFL draft. That's a great way to start and get back on track. Anyways, should we move on to wide receivers?
Yes. Cortland Sutton was mentioned earlier, and he is on my sit list. He's projected 9.7, and as good as Denver may have looked last week, They now face a tough Jets defense who is good at limiting opposing teams in the air.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner will likely line up against Sutton.
And Sauce is good.
Yes.
He is good.
He is. And then with Marvin Mims and Brandon Johnson getting more involved more often in the passing game, I think that limits Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets to the 9.7 points if the Broncos are going to move the ball.
The gall. They don't have the
Whatever
gall to
gall
move the
is.
ball.
If they're gonna move the ball, I think that they're gonna have to do that better running than,
Yeah.
and with maybe short passes.
Yeah. No, I
don't
like
know.
it.
That's where I'm thinking there, but
More a Jaleel McLaughlin
I've been
game. Less
starting
of Cortland
Sutton, but I'm gonna sit in this week.
Yeah.
If I can.
So that answers our question earlier about Tutu or Sutton. I'm going to go right along with my sit at quarterback, which was Pickett, and sit his wide receiver Pickens. Yeah. With Pickett's success goes Pickens. I was actually kind of excited thinking that Mitch Trubisky might get this start. Excuse me. And because I thought that might actually help a little bit, but Pickett hasn't been very successful, obviously. The Ravens have been tough on defense. And I do think this game stays closer than people think. Check out the NFL Gambling Podcast where Moneyline Mac and I took the Steelers to win the game, but I don't think it's a lot of air yards. This offense just hasn't looked right. Like I said, not over 400-yard game. They're not going to start lighting it up. And I don't think Pickens gets to that 10.5. We'll answer your questions. We got a couple more sit-ems to go through.
Let us get through these tight ends and
just letting you know to hang around and we'll answer your questions.
Right. My tight end.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was your darling a couple weeks ago.
He was. Not this week.
Not this week.
I am sitting Hunter Henry. He's projected 7.56 points. He started really well, but I feel like he's backing up again. The Saints have allowed a league low of 82 receiving yards to tight ends.
Yeah.
And the Patriots offense looked great to start, but I feel like it's losing some of its steam.
It did look good. What happened?
I don't know. Remember, we're like, oh, Mac Jones is on our list.
Right.
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And we were like,
he was
this
a
is crazy.
stud, but not anymore.
No. I think that he's meeting our expectations now.
Right. Yeah.
Our original expectations. But anyway, Hunter Henry started with 2 14-point games, but has since, he got a 2.7 and then 7.1. I just don't see him getting 7.56 against the Saints.
Agreed. My sit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I put him on my start last week, thinking he would have success in London, because he did not. Kyle Pitts projected 6.84 points.
This was the start. I did not.
Jonnu Smith. He looked so good in London the last time. I thought maybe it was a London thing. Jonnu Smith has more targets, more catches, more yards than Kyle Pitts. Pitts is getting dropped left and right in leagues, and I don't blame him. The talent is there, but he just doesn't fit this scheme. Smith's on the field more. Pitts has yet to hit 6.8 points. That's not a lot of points in a half PPR league. He's got yet to hit that. I don't get why he keeps getting projected this high. He should be projected closer around 4. I don't understand this one. So yeah, sit Pitts, drop him if you need to. I don't blame you for dropping him. Mm-hmm. I did see some people pick up Jonnu Smith in leagues. I mean, this Jonnu's looking better. Jonnu fits this offense better. It's weird, but he does. Should we get to some questions?
I think Pitts is somebody that we need to remove. Okay. We need to remove Sam Laporta from any starts because it's obvious. And I think it's obvious to sit Pitts.
That's fair.
Unless we need to only mention Pitts going forward if we're like, oh, for some reason you should start him this week. That is the only time, and that's not even going to happen. And I think that's the only time we need to get away from.
Well,
Pitts.
they got to quit projecting him.
I feel like I'm just so tired of seeing Pitts on your list. I feel like you still have a little bit of a burning flame for him because you keep bringing him up.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm over it,
down
Justin.
So hard. Let's get through some questions before we get you out of here. The game starts in a little over an hour. Mm-hmm. Go Bears. As Bears fans, I don't know if we want them to win.
You have to say go Bears. Well, because you want to get the first and second pick.
No, I want the coaches fired. Clear the regiment out. Get a new one started.
They haven't said that they're going to get rid of.
It's a rumor right now that Flus will be gone if they lose.
But what is Flus doing if he's not play calling? How does
he's
that
calling
change?
Our defensive plays.
Okay.
Because our defensive coordinator got let go due to some inappropriate conduct.
Which they denied.
Well, now they have said it was inappropriate conduct. They just denied that the FBI raided. To me, it sounds like maybe he touched an intern he shouldn't have or something. I think that's what it really boiled down to. Inappropriate
But
conduct.
I'm not against changes in our coaching. I think it needs to happen. I think that Mahomes kind of said it a couple weeks ago that the issues on the team are with coaching.
Mahomes, huh?
Not Mahomes.
Wishful thinking that we had drafted Mahomes years ago would have ruined
Fields,
that.
sorry.
Fields, yeah. Let's get through some questions.
We could have drafted Mahomes,
Yeah,
but we didn't.
we would have I guess taken that away from the world, how good Mahomes is.
Yeah.
That would not
He
have
would
happened
not,
as a
'cause
Bear.
I feel like we ruin quarterbacks.
Feels like it. Victor Molina says, what running back could I trade Kyron Williams for? That's a tough question. I mean, it depends on your league and your league mates. However, I don't have it out yet, but this month I will have a trade value chart out that kind of helps you look at those values of players and what you can trade them for. I have a dynasty one and a redraft one. Victor, if you want to reach out to us on Twitter, I can kind of walk you through the one I have out already and some running backs that are around the same value. I do like trading Kyron Williams away, though, right now, because I said it last week that he can't keep having these double-digit touchdown games. It's just, I don't think that's a sustainable thing, even though I know you pointed out, well, he's having them so far. I get that, but I don't know. Would you think somebody would give up Breece Hall for Kyron Williams? That seems fair with how Breece Hall has started
Maybe.
slower.
I was trying
Breece
to
Hall
find
might,
some comparable backs to get a deal on him before he stops getting those.
yeah. Go to the fantasy tab. Over all the
I
way at the
know.
end.
Don't you
Positions by
dare-
running
don't you
backs.
dare tell
Don't
me
you
where-
dare.
how to do this.
We have a stat tracker here that will there you
Yeah,
go.
I know.
Yeah, you know.
It's also on Google Sheets, and I
This is the best
don't
way to
like it.
you didn't hit okay.
For
It's still on running
fantasy.
backs. While she's looking at that, Chris Genova says Fields or Richardson. Okay, there you go. Kyron Williams, who has an ungodly amount of points. Could you sort? Oh, it might be sorted by fantasy points. So Davin Chain, Bijan Robinson, David Montgomery are guys that are right around him. What you doing there?
I effed up.
I have to go total fantasy points.
I am.
Oh, okay. Now scroll back over.
He's still right under
Yeah.
CMC.
I know, which is crazy.
I think you could get Devin Chain for him.
Yes. Devin Chain is a name. I doubt anybody will give up Bijan Robinson for him. David Montgomery, that might be worth it because I think Kyron Williams might still get touchdowns, but Montgomery's going to have more yards.
I would try that over Breece Hall. I would try
Monty?
to get.
I think Breece Hall will have. Well, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Monty is doing good this year.
Yeah, I mean any of those that we listed.
All right. Fields against the Commanders tonight or Richardson against the Titans. I'm going Richardson. Are you believing in our
no
Jay Fields?
No. Not like last week was horrible, but Fields
looked good.
had the most. Didn't we say he had the most passing yards in the league last
He
week?
did. It was against Denver though. Washington's defense, their front seven is good.
But I feel like Fields might also have. You think he'll be running? I think he's going to be. I don't know. I think it's safer to go.
Real quick, yeah, I think safer is Richardson. Maxwell Majors, hi again, back from last week. What's up, man? Thanks for joining us back. Gary, hot damn pregame show. Make sure you go check out Gary's IDP Pro Players Pod and everything he does, especially if you got, even if you don't have defensive positions in your league, go check him out because it's entertaining as hell. But go check out Gary's shows. He does a lot of great work. IDP at IDP Tipster on the X. Dr. Clutch says, bear down. I don't know if I have a lot of hope. I don't want to get my hopes up for sure. Let's go through some more questions. Carlos says, hey, should I trade Derrick Henry for Breece Hall and Nico Collins? I need a wide receiver too, and I have Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, and James Conner. Hope your channel grows. Thanks, Carlos. You can help us grow by hitting that subscribe button.
Smash it.
But yeah, I would absolutely trade for Breece Hall and Nico Collins.
Mhm.
Derrick Henry has been good at home, but away from home, that Tennessee has not been the same team. Breece Hall's just starting to ramp up, I feel like. And Nico with CJ Stroud thrown to him is a stud.
I love that combo.
Yeah. So I definitely would make that trade.
Well, I guess if you have that combo.
Well,
But-
either way,
Yes.
they're good on the field, so they're going to help you. Jack
Mhm.
says pick 3, Tyreek, obviously. Yeah, start Tyreek. Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk. Go ahead. You're getting ready to say.
Okay, I was going to say Ayuk.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ayuk and Smith. I'm not trusting Chris Olave until I know Derek Carr's healthy. That AC sprain in the
Mhm.
shoulder joint, he did not look good last week. I think he's going to continue to not look good.
Yeah.
Thoughts? So Smith and Ayuk for me.
Mhm.
Andrew says someone asked me Ingram and Monty or Gibbs. Oh, so Ingram and Monty or Gibbs for Travis Kelce. I would do
Give
Ingram
and Gibbs.
Absolutely. Agreed. Maxwell says 2 people in my league doing Bijan for Kamara and Olave. Do you think it's fair? Oof. I think the Bijan side wins that a
I
lot.
do, because Kamara.
It is tough because Kamara's only played 1 game. He did catch a hell of a lot of passes. So if it's PPR, that might be a little more even than it actually looks.
Yeah, since we don't have enough stats for consistency on Kamara.
Yeah, it might be. I still,
But
the
again,
Bijan side seems to win, I think.
Yeah, what do we say? 6? 6
Yeah,
ranked running
6
back right
ranked.
now.
Though Olave might look good once Carr's healthier. Raj
He's ranked 6th right now, but in total fantasy points, he's 4th.
must be because of the scoring.
Mhm.
Yeah. Rajveer says, if I have Hurts in an 8-man PPR, should I trade Diggs for AJ Brown or stack to trade Diggs and Marquise Brown for Justin Jefferson?
I don't know what happened to me, but I
You weren't
missed
listening?
the whole first part of the question.
Was it the truck going by? Brrr.
Maybe.
They've got Hurts
Uh-huh.
in an 8-man PPR. Should they trade Diggs to get AJ Brown to stack or trade Diggs and Marquise Brown for Justin Jefferson? I like acquiring Justin Jefferson if you can. I mean, as bad as the Vikings have been, Justin Jefferson has been good. He's going to continue to be their number 1 target, and he's going to continue to be almost matchup proof, I feel like. You
That's
disagree?
hard. Well, because to give up.
I don't put a lot of stock in Marquise Brown. So that's just kind of an extra piece to give up Stephon Diggs for Justin Jefferson.
I guess. Diggs has done well, though.
Or do you like trading Diggs for AJ Brown so he's got the stack?
He's within 10. Hold on.
Diggs coming off a 3-touchdown game that has
Justin Jefferson total fantasy points
Yeah.
this season. He only has 9 more total points than Diggs.
Diggs is not going to have more 3-touchdown games like he had last week. That kind of skews it, in my opinion.
I guess.
I mean, he had a huge game.
I'm just trying to weigh this.
Yeah.
I agree. You should try to get Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to weigh the fairness of the trade. Are you giving up too much?
I don't think so. It's
You don't think
basically
so?
No, I don't think Marquise Brown is that much of a kicker to be saying you're giving up too much.
No.
So
No.
I mean, it's Diggs plus a flex type player for Justin Jefferson. I like that.
Yeah, Brown is a flex. So
Yeah.
okay. All right.
All right.
Do it.
Andrew says, would you trade Travis Kelce and for Ingram? And I think we answered this one, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
We answered that one, Andrew. We're saying to do Ingram and Gibbs to get Travis Kelce. Thoughts on Khalil Herbert today? My concern is the Bears get behind and play Roshan Johnson more. Depends if you're looking at maybe your flex piece. I think Khalil is a decent play. I have to start him as an RB2 in one league. But
Rashawn Johnson is going to.
Yeah, I don't think Khalil's going to have as good a game as he had last week.
Can you go back up to the previous question you said you answered? Because I felt like you answered it wrong here.
Would you trade
Kelce for Ingram and Monty?
Yeah. So, and before they said someone asked me Ingram and Monty or Gibbs for Kelce. Well, I guess it's, what side are you on? Are you getting Travis Kelce? Because if
He
so.
said, would you trade Kelce for?
Oh, okay.
That I knew you didn't answer that right. So would you trade him for Ingram and Monty or Gibbs? If you're trading him,
you want
Ingram.
Monty. Yeah. but I wouldn't trade him for Ingram and Monty.
No.
I would keep Travis Kelce. If you're on the other side of this, I would trade Ingram and Gibbs to get Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you start Fields or Stafford this week at quarterback? Stafford plays the Eagles, who have not been great against the pass. Fields, I'm concerned he's going to get eaten alive by that front seven of the Commanders. I mean, maybe as a Bears fan, I'm just not trying to get my hopes up, but I am concerned.
I think we have to take that out. Like, we got to cut that out because I think it is.
Yeah, but that front seven of the Commanders is so good. They didn't limit Hurts, but they were able to get to Hurts and pressure him, and Hurts does better under pressure than Fields does. That's what concerns me. I'm worried that Fields is going to turn the ball over too much, to the point that in a DFS lineup, my captain in the DFS showdown is the Commanders defense, because I think they're going to have that kind of day against Justin Fields and the Bears.
Okay,
unfortunately. Mr. Nice Gaming, who's a Cowboys fan, I'm assuming by the Star, Sam Howell or Joe Burrow. Can't believe I'm asking that. I know Joe Burrow is the 31st quarterback in stats next to
Is
only
Joe Burrow
Zach
healthy?
Wilson. No, he's not healthy. That
So-
calf is messed up. He's going to continue to be messed up until he gets rest.
I don't think you can play him until he heals because
I
he
agree.
is playing so shitty.
Yeah, and the Bears defense is terrible. Start Sam Howell. That's what I think. I can't believe I'm saying that as an answer to your question.
Yeah,
but
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Going against us, I think we're going to make Sam Howell
Yeah.
look like a top 10 quarterback.
yeah.
Yeah.
Malachi 1476. Start 2. Josh Jacobs, Brian Robinson, Joe Mixon. That is really tough.
You start Brian Robinson.
I was going to say you start Joe Mixon. You disagree with that.
So you think you start Josh Jacobs and Joe Mixon?
That's so tough. I forget who the Raiders play. Raiders play Green Bay. Jacobs has been fairly inefficient. 2.4 yards per carry, I think. 0 touchdowns. That was going in last week. Those are all good. I mean, options to play. Obviously, they're all options to play. They're all decent options to play.
Those are all options.
Yeah, they're all options.
You have these options, you know.
Josh Jacobs finally did get a touchdown. He also led in receiving with Aiden O'Connell as the quarterback. That's a really tough one.
You start Brian Robinson.
You start Brian Robinson against us, and then you coin flip the other two. What do you think?
Oh, the question went away.
Sorry, I took it away. It's Brian Robinson, Josh Jacobs,
I know Josh
or
Jacobs.
Joe Mixon.
I forgot Joe Mixon.
Against Arizona, who's not been good. They've been feisty, but not good.
And the Raiders play the Pack.
Yeah, on Monday night.
I don't know if I'd Mixon. Just go Mixon.
Mixon
Go Mixon.
and Robinson is your final
The Robinson
answer.
is my absolute there.
Excuse me again. A couple more here. Mr. Nice Gaming, Ramondre Stevenson, Alexander Madison, or Khalil Herbert. Pick 2. I'm going Stevenson and Herbert. What were you gonna say?
I was definitely going Stevenson.
I don't trust Alexander Madison.
So you think Khalil Herbert, even though I think that Rashawn is going to get more. I keep.
You gotta quit dropping stuff over there
and dropping things.
I
knew I was going to get scolded.
We saw Cam Akers come in and get 5 carries for 40 yards. Madison had 17 for 95. I think Akers gets more carries. I think they're going to be closer to a 15-10 split maybe. And that's going to hurt Alexander Madison's value. They didn't trade. I mean, I know they didn't give a lot up for Akers, but they didn't trade for him for nothing. He's going to be on the field. And it's going to hurt Alexander Madison's value. And I don't know if this organization sold on Alexander Madison after these first few games. So maybe that ends up leading to Akers getting even more carries than that. So I'm going to go with Khalil Herbert, even though, again, I said I think Roschon has a better game and Ramondre Stevenson. But for sure, Stevenson, if you feel adamantly that you like Madison better than Herbert, then I completely understand that.
With this game tonight, if we're gonna have, we're gonna
Success.
need, I think we are gonna need to run, don't you think?
Yeah, control the game on the
like
ground.
you said, Fields isn't good under pressure, and I think that the Commander 7 is gonna put a lot of pressure on Fields.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to lead to us running more.
Gosh,
I don't know.
hope he gets out of this game healthy. I'm so worried
I
about
know.
that.
So I feel like it's going to lead to us needing to run more
Yeah, agreed.
to do something.
Agreed.
But I do think Rashawn is going to.
Rashawn. Yeah.
But maybe they'll both have a good game.
Who knows?
With those 3 backs that you gave us,
Yeah.
I guess we're going to go with
Stevenson and Herbert,
Mhm.
I think. Yeah. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
Thank you for
so much.
asking questions. We appreciate that. We're here
It's
every
been fun.
Thursday. We're trying to go around 5:15 Central. Some days, some nights it might be
And
6:15.
it's all my fault. You can blame me.
It's
It is
just
all
when-
dependent on my work schedule.
Yep, just when Murr can get off work. Don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps us a ton. Hit like on the videos. Come back again too. We like hanging out with y'all. Do you have anything else to add?
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, at Old Fashioned FB.
Follow us on Insta at Old Fashioned Football Podcast.
Just realized our thing's not
What?
up there. There we go. At Old
There we
Fashioned
go.
FB. It's on the screen. Follow us on Insta. We are gonna post more on that more often. I promise. We've not been
Life's
great
been
about
crazy,
it, but
and
yeah.
it's yes.
But it's getting colder.
Also my fault.
It's getting colder. That means less garden work. So we'll have a little bit more time maybe to post. And follow us on Facebook too while you're at it. Subscribe to us on Spotify, or Apple. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Do all those things. It helps
So
tremendously.
much,
Yeah.
yes.
Leave us a 5-star review while you're at it. Head on over to Apple or Spotify. Leave a 5-star review. If you don't think we're 5 stars, that's okay. Leave a review. It can be 4, 3. We prefer 5 though. Extra brownie points for 5. We'll answer extra questions. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
All right. My hot toddy's almost gone. Going once, going twice.
Sold.
Old Fashioned Football.